Hey everyone. I guess if I talk a little bit about myself, a little intro to what this YouTube channel is gonna be about. Um, Emily and I decided to make a channel, a YouTube channel about everything that we do. Um, we both own Folklorist Coffee House. It's a coffee shop on the south side. Um, we're opening up our second location, and we do a lot of volunteering. And the same thing. We've been married for 3 years now, and we just want to show like our everyday to day kind of things that we do, a glimpse of what we do. We hope to get better at all this. So just a little bit about me. My name is Joel Herrera, but people call me Tatu, Tatu. I was born on the west side of San Antonio. I was born in a house, midwife, all that kind of craziness. So I was born in the west side of San Antonio. My mother and my dad met when they were really young, I think like 16. We grew up on the west side of San Antonio. My dad was a carpenter. My mom was a stay-at-home mom. You know, they got divorced, I think, and I was like 6. No, I was 7 years old. No, I was 11. I was 11 when they got divorced. And when my dad left, he took my brother and my sister, and I stayed with my mother. And it was real bad because, my dad, I didn't get to see my brother and my sister for maybe, I don't even know, maybe like 4 years. I didn't get to see them. So it created havoc in my life. So I ended up skipping school. The most I skipped school was 93 days. Got arrested, got sent to TYC, got picked up, took away from my mom's, got abused at my dad's, ran away, ran back to my mom's house. Then when I was growing up, when I was in school, when I was in middle school, I joined a gang. When I was in high school, I joined another gang. So I was in 2 different gangs. I was in the West Side Gangsters, crazy, stupid name, I know. When I was in middle school, and then when I was in high school, it was called BTK, Big Time Kings. And then after a while, I had joined ROTC, and my life was doing good. ROTC, you're busy all day. We have stuff doing at night. And it kind of saved me from all the stuff I was getting into. I would always see, drive-bys, a lot of dead bodies. That's kind of what you're used to. It's kind of what you grow up with. And then I remember we used to live in the Lincoln courts, and in the Lincolns it was just craziness because there was always fights, or there was always a shooting or an ODing. One of our neighbors, his dad passed away. He had OD'd, and he got stuck in between the toilet and the tub, and he wanted to move him before the cops got there because he didn't want them to see the way he was. So we ended up grabbing his body and moving it, and his limbs came out of his socket because he was there for so long. It was one of the craziest things I remember as a kid growing up. But I think it kind of deterred me from doing drugs and avoiding a lot of that stuff. Like, I don't even smoke like weed. It gives me headaches. I get super nervous. But it kind of scared me straight. All I do is I drink once in a while, and I smoke my cigars. But yeah, so, and then I end up at 16, I end up meeting some chick. We end up having a baby, and I end up getting married. And I'm a little kid, so I drop out of school. I start working, trying to make it work, and then me and my first wife, we don't make it, right? Obviously, we're kids. So, I leave, go back to school, graduate. Throughout all these years, I pay my child support. My ex-wife lets me see my son every once in a while, and eventually she doesn't let me see him at all. So my son grows up to be, like, now he's 23, right? I haven't seen him in 10 years. My brothers are real close to him, so thank God they are. The last couple of years, I've been trying to get back into his life, message him here and there, So that goes on. I meet some other girl. You know, then I start cooking at the Grand Hyatt, and I'm there for 10 years, you know, and I knew I had some kind of gift. I knew that was my passion, but, and the woman I was with, the one that we had married, we had another boy, Adrix. We had another boy, and she never pushed me. She never let me do like, hey, I could do this. And you know, it was one of those relationships where it was bad the whole time. Like, I should have left, but you know, I always tried to make it work. I always stayed around. You know, I was worried about my son. I wasn't in my first son's life, and it killed me. And you know, I didn't want to have that for Adrix, so I did everything I could to stay around. You know, and then, you know, we ended up breaking up. A lot of craziness on her part. You know, but life goes on, and so I work at the Hyatt still. I'm there, brokenhearted, you know, find myself a little place, and then I end up meeting my wife now, Emily. Emily was a lot different than all the other girls I've ever been with. Emily was all about business. She was a businesswoman. She was HR. You know, she grew up in the subculture that I grew up in. So, you know, me and her had a lot. And the crazy thing is that we have the same friends, but we never met each other. I threw a house party that she went to, a house party with my ex-wife that she went to with her boyfriend, and her boyfriend I was really good friends with. And I remember the fight they got into it with, but I never met her. And it's crazy because it's such a small world, like, you know. But it's weird, you know. We started talking, and it's crazy. We met on Plenty of Fish. Yeah, I know. We met on Plenty of Fish. She was attracted to me. Look at me. Who wouldn't? You know, it is what it is. Nah. But yeah, so we met, and we ended up getting together, and we dated for a long time. We dated maybe, I want to say like a year, and we traveled a lot together. And I kind of felt like, you know, I can't live without this lady in my life. I can't live without knowing that what would happen if we had never gotten married, what our story would be, you know. So now I'm 40, you know, been married 3 times, you know, trying to make a relationship with my older son, you know, and I have all this going on in my life. So Emily and I decided to open up a coffee shop, you know, and we opened it. You know, I cooked for a long time, and it's crazy because I've cooked for a long time. I used to belong to a cooking organization called the Cutthroat Culinary, which is a lot of good guys are doing really good stuff. Then I left, and me and my buddy Ralph decided to open up our own little culinary group, and it was called the Cocineros, the cooks. And we had that maybe, I think, like a year or 2 years. And all we did was we did pop-ups and cook, and we invited other people to come out and cook with us, you know. And it's crazy because I think all this time that I've been doing pop-ups and cooking, all I wanted was some kind of like, I wanted people to be like, hey, you know what? He's doing good. Hey, you know what? He's a cook. You know, for my peers, and I never really got that. So it's one of those things where, you know, I feel like, man, like, am I even a cook? Like, am I even worthy? Like, you know? And then I end up, one of my friends got to go cook at the James Beard House. I got to go cook with him, which is a big thing in my life, you know? And then, like, I won a lot of competitions. I've recently won the Chef of the Year, you know, but it's crazy because a lot of my friends that I thought were my friends in the culinary scene aren't really my friends. You know, I guess they want me to do good, but not better than them. And I don't think like that. I really don't. Like, I think I'm struggling to keep it going, you know? And it's just sad, man, because like my wife and I, we go out and we support everybody, man. All my friends, whatever you have, we're gonna go and we're gonna eat at your place. We're gonna go drink at your place, you know? But I could count on my hand, like the 2 hands, the amount of people that haven't come by. You don't have to buy anything. Come by and like, hey man, what's going on? Something. But it is what it is. It's sad, man. It's sad for me. But life goes on. And, but yeah, so we have that going on. And, you know, now recently, you know, I found out my oldest son is having a baby. I'm going to be a grandfather. I haven't told anybody, you know, because I wasn't there as a dad, and it kills me. It kills me. You know, like, you know, and my oldest son talks to my brother and tells him, "Hey, I just want to be friends with Tatu." And that's cool, man. I'm cool just being friends, you know. But it's good. It's cool to know that I'm a grandfather, you know. Hopefully, we can build that relationship. But now, Emily and I decided to grab life by the horns and let's try everything and anything. So at ballet the other day, tonight we have some kind of erotic dancing. There's nothing erotic about my body. There's nothing erotic about my body. Nothing. Nothing. But anyway, so we got that going on. But that's just a little bit about me. As you get to know me, you'll probably learn more and more. But that's just a little snippet of what makes Tatu Tatu. Thanks, guys.